Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Advice with Orvie, and just want to say thank you guys. In the first episode, like I said, I only got 2 questions. Right after that went up, I got about 20 questions. So we're going to keep doing this series, and I'm really glad because this is a lot of fun for me. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Let me get the first question pulled up here. All right, and it says, this is a good question. Hey man, nice beard. Just a question for the mail show. How would I grow such a fine beard? Any tips, grooming techniques, do you shampoo, etc.? You have come to the right place because I have been shaving since the 4th grade. That's embarrassing. That is true though. As far as growing the beard, you're really kind of stuck with genetics. Whatever you get is what you got. So if it comes in patches and all tufty, then then you're probably better off just going clean shaven. If you do, get blessed with being really, really hairy like I am, then there's a lot of stuff you can do. As far as grooming, it's just stay on top of it's the main deal. Keep it trimmed, keep it clipped and all that. When it's short like this, I don't shampoo at all. When I go, like if you've seen some of my older videos and it's like really, really thick and long, then that's what she said. It's also a good idea to shampoo and condition it. When it starts getting real long, I do that. As far as cutting it, it's just practice. I just use a regular Mach 3 razor and just kind of trim it up however I like. But that's a great question. I'm glad you asked that. I'm very proud of my beard. Question number 2 is, do you still watch wrestling, and when will you start playing WWE 12 online? And that is another good question. I do still watch wrestling a lot, and not as much as I used to. Right in the junior high to high school, I was super heavy into it. Even thought for a little while that I might actually get into it later. Me and one of my friends, but didn't end up doing that. I don't watch it as much as I used to because it's gotten to where it's a little more focused towards the younger people now, which is fine. I understand that, but I kind of grew up right in the middle of the Attitude Era. Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, all those guys are right at the top. And it's just a different, kind of show then, and more fun for me. But I still watch it because I love the actual wrestling part, and it's awesome what those guys do. And they always get kind of just swept under the rug. Everyone's like, oh, it's such a joke, and it looks so fake, and all this other stuff. That stuff's awesome. All of the Hurricane Ranas, the swinging net breakers, all kinds of stuff like that. That's awesome to watch, and it's not easy. It's a lot of work, and you can tell just by the shape that they're in. And that's another kind of deal. Everyone kind of knocks them and just says they're all on steroids, but those guys take that stuff seriously, put a lot of work into it, and I think it's awesome to watch, especially when you start learning more about it and learn how unscripted it is. How much they have to improvise right in the middle of the ring on snap decisions, and Raw is live, so I mean anything that gets messed up is a mess up. So if you jump out there and try and do the wrong move and it looks ridiculous, you're on live TV in front of millions of people screwing up at your job. And so I think that's really awesome, really cool to watch. I've always loved it. The newer guys and the newer characters aren't super my cup of tea, but I'm growing into it. CM Punk's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, and he's a newer guy. That's he's pretty cool. My favorite, I don't know, I think I've told you guys this before, not at the last ATA show that I went to, but the one before that, I actually got to meet Shawn Michaels, and that was one of the coolest things I've ever done. He's a big hunter and was walking around. He had some stuff he was sponsoring, and so it was really cool. We got to meet HBK. One of my heroes, if you want to call him that. Probably, if not one of the top, probably 3 or 4 wrestlers of all time. He's a really cool guy, really down-to-earth guy, and I recommend highly watching his DVD. If you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix also. I just watched it the other day. Freaking, that's awesome. It's really awesome. Also just watched Chris Jericho's. Chris Jericho's probably my favorite wrestler of all time. Not necessarily saying he's the best or whatever, but definitely probably, he is my favorite wrestler of all time. He's another really cool, really down-to-earth guy. So check that out. When will I be playing WWE 12 online? I don't know. The game kind of disappointed me a little bit, and not to knock it because I haven't played it enough, but I will play a little more. If I get to where I feel like I won't just get out there and get demolished, then I'll start playing online a little sooner. If it takes me a long time, then it's just kind of depend on what the channel's going on and stuff like that. So we'll see. We'll see how that all goes. Kind of to be determined, I guess, on that question. Let me see here. Let me get the last question. Question number 3 is, Dear Orvie, there is a girl I like, and I'm pretty sure she likes me. The problem is that she lives about an hour away from me. I'm wondering how I should approach this, if I should go out with her or not, because we might barely see each other. Thanks. Okay. That is a very, very tough situation for you. It depends a lot on how old you are, and that's kind of tough, but an hour is a pretty long ways. If you're not driving yet, then it's a super long ways. And it depends a little on, school situation and all that. If the only time you're going to get to see her is if someone can take you to see her, then that's really hard. And I don't ever want to tell you, to not go after some girl that you're crazy about or whatever. But it would probably be a better idea if you can't get there yourself. She can't, if you guys can't just, meet each other quite a bit, to just be really good friends and see how it goes from there, because things can change. People can move, people can go to different schools, all kinds of stuff like that. You don't know, what's going to happen in 2 years. You might actually be living, closer to this person. So I'm not saying, give up, but I would definitely say be good friends with this person. If it's a situation where you actually can see her a little more often, or you might be able to control how often you can see her a little better, then yeah, go for it. And I'm not saying not to anyways, but relationships are hard enough when you can see the person all the time, and when you're spread out like that, it just gets a whole lot harder for a ton of different reasons. One, because you're going to want to see her all the time, and when you can't, it's going to make you feel bad. 2, because when people are apart like that, stuff tends to happen with other people. So that's kind of hard there as well. That's a really tough situation, especially for someone that is younger. And I mentioned this a lot in my video just before this about relationships in general. When you are younger, nothing seems like that big of a deal, but there's a lot of little things that happen that start to make you. It's hard to explain, but what I'm trying to say is that there's already going to be not drama, but there's going to be hard things, things to get over, things to talk about and fight through, and everything in a relationship, just from a regular relationship. When you start spreading that distance out, it just makes all of those even harder. And there's probably a better option closer. I don't mean to say that like I'm talking bad about that person, but more likely than not, there's going to be a girl somewhere more close to you that you will have a better opportunity with. And like I said, don't be a jerk. Don't don't give up completely or anything like that. But that far away, my personal opinion, especially if you're younger, would be to just be good friends. And later on down the road, if something changes, if there's an opportunity, you get to see them a little more often, then go for it. The one real time that I had anything like that happen to me was I was pretty young myself. It was before I was driving, and I was dating this girl that lived. I don't even know how far away she lived, but she only came over to see, I think it was some neighbor friends of mine, and so that was only twice during a summer. That was it. And it was okay, but I didn't even she started dating another guy that actually lived there near her, and it wasn't really that big of a deal, but I didn't even know about it because I lived 15 towns away. So you're probably just going to end up getting yourself hurt more than you'll be happy. So just personal experience, I would say make that person a really good friend. Maybe, one of your better friends. Confide in them, talk to them, try and go more for that. If she is, just super set on, going out with you or whatever, you can do that. There's no problem with it, but just realize that it's probably not going to be your one and only relationship. Realize that there are a lot of hard parts that are going to go along with that, and that it probably is not going to last a super long time. If you realize that, and if you can kind of understand that, then you'll be better off, and then it's not such a big deal. The furthest I've ever dated a girl away that actually lasted was about 45 minutes, and that was with me being able to drive anytime I wanted to. That worked out a little better. We both drive and saw each other, so that was fine. Much further than that is pretty tough. Now, that has a lot to do with maturity also. If you're a more mature person, if both of you are a little older and realize that you don't have to see each other every few seconds, that'll help. But if, like I said, if you're both younger, you're both going to be wanting to see each other a lot, there's probably a better option out there. Anyways, guys, I hope you liked the gameplay. I hope you liked my questions. I hope y'all's questions. I hope you liked my answers. I hope that my answers were helpful at least a little bit to somebody. Remember to keep sending me in questions. They can be about absolutely anything. I'll answer whatever you want. And I guess that's it. I'll catch you guys next time.